Hello, everyone. I am Omar Saab, one of the hospital medicine attendings. I have been giving advices and tips for my colleagues and for people from all over the world over the last 4 to 5 years regarding the USMLE journey, the match, before match, after match, during residency. And I feel like this is a continuous need because every year there's a new group of applicants, and it is important for me to collect all my resources, all my materials into one place. And I decided to create this YouTube channel, which is called USMLE to Match Journey and Beyond. And it will be like my personal channel. I will post short videos based on my best knowledge, my personal experiences. Today is January 9th, 2024. So Happy New Year. Disclosures, I don't have any financial disclosures. I'm representing and presenting my advices based on my personal experiences. I'm not affiliated with any institution in regarding to the content of the channel, and I don't provide any legal advices regarding the paperwork of any clinical rotation or visa applications. So the first important question or slide, how to become an eligible doctor for residency in the United States. So in order to be an eligible for medical residency in the United States as an IMG, as an international medical graduate who finished your residency outside of the United States, you need to be an ECFMG certified. In order to be an ECFMG certified, you have first to pass the test of USMLE Step 1. Now it's pass-fail, so there is no score compared to the past. And the other test that you need to pass with score, it's a scored exam, USMLE Step 2 CK exam, and also the English Occupational English Test, OET, also a scored exam. You have to have B score in each subtest section. In the past, we had the USMLE Step 2 CS, which is a clinical skills exam. But since COVID, they canceled this exam permanently and they replaced it with the OET. So you have to have these three exams, and after you pass all these three exams, you can apply for ECFMG certificates, and we can talk in another video about the process, how to apply, what are the steps and requirements. I put Step 3, USMLE Step 3 examination, and like in a separate part of the slide, because it is not required for ECFMG certificate, but it is required later on before graduation from residency. So you can be an ECFMG certified without Step 3, you apply for match, you start your residency, and you take your Step 3 during residency. Some programs, they requested and they needed during the first year of internship, or some programs, they allow you to take it second year or even third year, but you have to take it before graduation. What are the main criteria that make you an outstanding residency applicant? So there are certain criteria, so programs can filter applicants based on these criteria. Number one is your USMLE scores. The higher, the better, definitely. Especially now Step 2 CK, because, Step 1 is only pass-failed. So the main focus now on the Step 2 CK score and your medical school name. So definitely if you graduated from a well-known medical school, and especially if the program has some residents who graduated from the same medical school, and those residents are doing great during their residency, they are smart people. This is also like a proof to the program director that your medical school is a strong one. Your medical school performance. So definitely they will have a look and review your transcript in medical school and see what are your scores, strength points. And so you have to focus also on your medical school performance. The other important things is gap in clinical education and training. So it's better to apply right away after your graduation or even during medical school. So you can apply, we will talk about the timeline later. You can apply for match for residency during the last year of your medical school. But if you don't have this opportunity, definitely you can apply after graduation, but the sooner is better. Uh, Especially like if you have graduated from medical school for the last 3 or 5 years, you need to show them that you are doing something clinical. You are in continuity of teaching, continuity of clinical care, taking care of patients, especially hands-on. If you are involved in clinical residency overseas or fellowship or anything like that, but just sitting and studying for steps or doing extra things, non-clinical things, definitely this is I would say a weakness in your application. So don't leave any gap in your application and non-medical gap, I would say. Number 5, we have a US clinical experience. This is important also. So the experiences are different. There are different settings. You have inpatient versus outpatient. Definitely the inpatient has more impact compared to the outpatient, and hands-on experiences. So you can take history, do physical examinations, have access to the medical records. It's much, much better than hands-off experiences, which is only shadowing. You don't have to touch the patients. You cannot talk with the patients. So hands-on, definitely it's better. The other factor is the name of the institution. So definitely if you do your training in a well-known, prestigious, big academic institution is much better and stronger than doing the same rotation in a small community-based hospital. And again, the title of the letter of recommendation author. So if you take a letter of recommendation from a program director or manager of XYZ institution, or chairman of Department of Medicine or any other departments, this definitely has more weight compared to other titles. The next step, you can take it from a faculty in a medical school or in residency program. Or the third thing is you take a letter of recommendation from attending without the title, maybe like in a clinic or private setting. So these are the US clinical experiences and the difference between them and the importance of them. Number 6, you have your CV, so your clinical experiences, your research experience. The research is especially important for academic institutions. So if you apply for academic university-based programs, definitely you have to show them that you have some research activities. Leadership roles, they love leadership roles because technically you will be a leader during your first, second, or third year residency and after graduation. So you have to show them that you played the role as a leader and how you became a successful leader, because you will lead the team of your interns and medical students when you become PGY2 and PGY3. Definitely volunteer activities is something important to put in your CV, and hobbies. Your personal statement, also something important to show case your enthusiasm, your interest, your story, anything that make you shine between this huge number of applications. So we will have another video about personal statement and how to write it, how to put it in a way that could be attractive to the interviewer. These are mainly before you get invitation for interview, but after you get the invitation for interview, there is another step or a couple of steps that you need to focus on and consider. Number 1 is your performance in the interview itself. You need to show them how professional you are, what are the main reasons you applied for this specialty, what are the reasons that you applied for this special program, and what other things that make you, I would say, special compared to other applicants, so they can rank you high. Definitely, if you have connection inside the program, whether resident, fellow, or an attending, this definitely would help. If they put a good words for you, this will help prior and after the interview. And one of the important factors also, if you need a visa sponsorship or not. Some programs, they don't offer visa sponsorship. They don't have it. So your options will be limited if you do need a visa. But people with a green card, people with citizenship, they don't have problem with that point. And your current geographical address. So for example, if you're applying for a program in a cold area and you're coming from a hot area, uh, they might think, oh, maybe this is not a good fit for this applicant, and this could affect the decision regarding sending you an invitation or not. So definitely programs, they prefer local people inside the same city, same state, or nearby. So these are the important things that they consider during the selection process to send invitations for interviews. The other question, when can I start preparing for this journey? So definitely the sooner is better. If you start preparing for your USMLEs during medical school, try to finish and pass with high scores the USMLE steps 1 and step 2 CK and OET. Try to be ready to apply for match cycle on the final year of your medical school before graduation, so you would not have a gap after graduation. So this is the ideal time for you to prepare and to apply. Try to get an elective in the United States. Especially for medical students, they have the opportunity to do a hands-on inpatient clinical experiences while in medical school. And these institutions, same department, they don't allow medical graduates to do hands-on clinical experiences. And this is a great opportunity for medical students to think about, because this will end up with a strong letter of recommendation from your attending, which is a hands-on that will have a higher impact in your application. Build your CV with volunteer activities. Definitely better to have experiences in healthcare settings, but not necessarily. And you have to stay in touch with your connections. Contact people, especially residents or fellows, try in touch with them, take their advices, because their recommendation is very, very strong, and they consider it very high during the selection process. This is the timeline of ERAS application and the important dates that you need to focus on. Number one, we have the beginning of ERAS application, which is the match cycle. ERAS is a platform for you to have an account for ERAS, and then you can apply for the match through the ERAS application. You can upload your letters of recommendations, you can make your CV there, upload your personal statement, and apply for programs through ERAS application. So usually they open up the enrollment for the ERAS application in mid-June. And then number two is the deadline to submit your ERAS application, usually in mid-September. So after this deadline, programs will have access to the applications of the applicants. Then number three, we have the interview period, which starts late September to late February of the next year. Ranking list submission deadline, usually end of February to beginning of March. And then the match day, usually mid of March. And more specifically, the second Monday of March of that year. And then the beginning of your internship, usually at the end of the June of the next year, from the beginning of the cycle, or beginning of July next year, the beginning of the cycle. So we have around like a year from the beginning of the process until the beginning of internship. So you have to prepare yourself for these steps. For the next episode, as I promised you, I will try to make short videos that provide you with some guidance. This video is just like an overview about the process. And the next episode, I'll discuss the steps to start and pass USMLE Step 1, and what are the materials that most people are using now to pass the step. And if you have any question or suggestion, please leave it in the comment section. And you can also contact me on LinkedIn or Twitter for any question, any suggestion, and thank you for watching.